everyone. This is Kim Coles, and today is what I am affectionately calling the bestseller book blitz, the best-selling book blitz, because you, my dear friends, are going to help me help all of these amazing authors become bestsellers today in about 45 minutes. So what am I talking about? I'll tell you all about it. Woo-hoo in the background. So I have some of my co-authors here with me. I have Seneca and Danny and Alex and Monique, and I'm going to just give you just a little bit of context here so you know what we're up for, what's going on. So I'll start by saying you can go to wisdomgiftsbook.com and for 99 cents get the downloadable version of the newest book that we have together, that we're collaborating with together. For 99 cents, you can help us become bestsellers. And why is that a big deal? Well, because we all get to be the ripple in the pond. That's the metaphor I like to use. That my life is a ripple in the pond. If I'm living my life in the through the lensing of expressing my gifts and being the best version of myself I can be, and being intentional in the life that I want to live, then I get to be a ripple in the pond. And then those ripples keep going out and going out and helping others. And then if I use my ripple in the pond, my platform, to help others share their gifts and their talents and their abilities and their ways of being in the world, ways that they have decided to overcome and become, then they get to be the ripples in the pond. So all of us today are about causing a tsunami of love, a tsunami of perspective, a tsunami of opportunities for each other. Now, one of the ways I do that is as an actress and as a performer. And yeah, I was Sinclair, and that was awesome. And the work that I get to do now as an author, as a speaker, as a coach is creating an even bigger ripple in even bigger ponds. And I get to do that by co authoring books. So the first one that I've written a couple of other books, but these are the ones where the ripples get rippling. So this is Open Your Gifts. GIFTS is an acronym for gratitude, intention, forgiveness, triumphs, and self love. And I believe that when you celebrate what you're already grateful for, be grateful and be grateful for what's coming in. When you get intentional on your goals and intentional on the experience that you want to have in life and get in inspired action on that, everything opens up for you. When you forgive yourself for all your past quote unquote mistakes and look at them as lessons instead, oh my goodness, it opens so much. And when you forgive all the people who've done all the things because maybe they were just lessons that needed to be learned, experiences that you needed to have to help you go further in life. The T is for triumphs. I think that we spend too much time focusing on what we've done wrong instead of celebrating where we are magnificent and where we are already awesome. Celebrate what is triumphant about you. Celebrate what is magnificent about you, and you remind others who are watching you to celebrate their magnificence also. And then the S is for self-love. All of this is about loving yourself enough to be the best version of yourself, to explore being the best version of yourself at all times. So Open Your Gifts book was one. Open Your Gifts book two came along. Then came Wisdom Gifts book one, which was about finding and embracing the legacy in our lessons. And I decided to do a Wisdom Gifts book two, which now brings me to all these amazing authors who are here right now. So wisdomgiftsbook.com is where you can go and help us become bestsellers. So meet my co-authors right now. There's 18 of us, 19 of us all together, and one, two, three, four of us are here with us right now. So Seneca Williams, say hello and introduce the folks to you.
Hello, I'm so happy to be here. I'm Seneca Williams, also known as Ask Coach Sen. I am a therapist and coach, and I help entrepreneurs who are dealing with business anxiety or business burnout, those who may be in that launch and scale phase of business. And I was so thrilled to be part of this project. My chapter is called Conquer the Imposter, because
Mm.
many of us, even though we might be high achieving, we know sometimes that self doubt might cause us to deal with some perfectionism or even disqualify ourselves from doing the things we want to do. So I'm so thrilled to be part of this project with you phenomenal women.
Oh, yes. So when you read Seneca's chapter, you will explore conquering your imposter syndrome. There's no reason for you to feel like an imposter. You are perfect as you are. perfectly imperfect and perfect as you are, and your message and your gift and the way that you express yourself in the world and the way you help others in the world, you, Seneca, and all of us here listening to the sound of my voice right now, it's important, it's necessary. And to conquer that imposter syndrome and move that to the side and shift your mindset around your gifting will be so helpful, because we need you. Whoever you are, we need you to share your gift with the world. So thank you, Seneca, for expressing that so beautifully. One of the authors in the book, that's just one. We're just getting started here. That's Seneca right there. And coming to the stage right now, let's have Alex Davis come to the stage right now and share with us what you're all about and what your chapter is all about in the Wisdom Gifts Book 2.
Yes, hello everyone. I'm Alex Davis, and by trade, I'm a CPA and certified public accountant, and I came here to share my message about making sure that you have no shame and are able to step into your full power by
Mhm.
seeking support. And so I spent over a decade in public accounting, but have worked with women in money and have decided that the mission is so much deeper than just a strategy. It's so much
Mhm.
more than that. And so as I work with entrepreneurs, we work with them to get their financial house in order, because let's face it, a lot of times we don't want to talk about money. It's a little taboo at times, and you may feel uncomfortable talking about it. And so I have a superpower with really being empathetic and having and creating a safe space to talk about money, but then also give you the financial strategies to build wealth so that way you can live the soft life. Like, we love a soft life. And I wanted to make sure that I joined this book with Kim and these amazing authors to amplify that message.
Thank you so much. The mindset around money is so important to look at and to make some shifts, right? And we did a live stream just a few minutes ago on another platform, and one of the things I loved is I asked you for one tip, like the first thing you tell people to do when they come into your office and, I haven't paid my taxes, or I don't know, should I go for bankruptcy, and I don't know how to handle all these credit card bills. And what's the tip that you give people?
I told them to take a deep breath. And so if that is you and you are realizing, man, my money is looking really funny and it's now actually impacting you on how you show up in this world, just to take a deep breath. Take 4 seconds to really breathe in and breathe out and take that breath and take the pause.
Mm,
Because nothing happens when you're moving and you're anxious and you're in fear. So the first step is just to take the pause and then realize it's just data. It doesn't mean anything about you or your future or what's possible. It is literally just data. So take the pause and
yes.
look at the money without the emotion.
I love that. Thank you. That is great advice for not only looking at our money, but looking at what I'm sure, Seneca, you might agree. Looking at yourself like, "Oh, I don't belong here. This is not where I'm supposed to be." I think the breath is the first place to start for everything. And I love the thought that it's just data. It's just information, and data can be worked with, changed, fixed, adjusted, right? So just it's just information, and you get to just choose what you want to do with it. So thank you, Alex. I appreciate that so much. This is just the second author that you're meeting. I told you that's 18 folks. We're just getting started. So I'd like to invite to the stage, if I may, right now, Danny Lourdes, with your great
Hey,
earrings. I love these earrings. I so love. You're going to tell us
thank you.
your own version of those cute, cute earrings. And I told you, I always tell you in the background that I'm one day going to join you on the lock journey.
Yes, yes. Come.
So thank you. Come. So come and share with us about your chapter and why you decided to share your story in your chapter, because you're going to help so many people also.
Awesome. Yeah, so my name is Danny Lourdes. I am the owner of Block Vibe Studio here in Atlanta. And I also own LVS Merch, which is my product line for all things beauty in locks. So if you want to come and get some of these earrings or some hoodies and shirts, that's where you would go for that. I also have a coaching program where I help other lockpreneurs open and scale their own businesses and become their own boss babes. So um, that's what I do. My chapter, I would say, is just about my son Ethan and how his journey really propelled me into my business. Honestly, I had nothing to do with hair. I didn't do hair. I didn't want to teach people. I'm very much into myself in the sense of, I like to protect my peace. I like to be very just, I guess, introverted in the sense. And so doing this book with you was definitely out of my comfort zone. It was definitely a challenge, sharing my son with the world and sharing my own struggles. But I really feel like I learned during the process that I have power, and I'm the bomb.com. And I didn't realize how much strength that I had. So I was keeping all of that under the surface. And when I think back about my son, I'm like, he really pulled a lot of that out of me. So, I think in the grand scheme of things, when you think about my chapter, when you read my chapter, you'll see that your biggest challenges or obstacles can really become your biggest blessings. And I think my chapter will resonate with anyone that feels like in their life right now that their life circumstances may be holding them back, but it can really propel you on your journey to your purpose. So,
Thank you for sharing. I think your story, and correct me if I'm wrong. So, and I'm going to have you do your really cool metaphor in just 2 seconds that I know that you tell people about. So, your son is on the spectrum, and you had to
yes.
figure out how to not only communicate with him and nurture him as you were nurturing yourself, and
Hmm.
create space for you to be able to work and have space for him, for you to take good care of him. And so this is how you created space, like, wait a minute, I can do hair and create my own platform, my own business, my own schedule. And that's really
Right.
powerful that you get to decide to do that. Like, you see this as a challenge. Like, no, this challenge actually created space for me to create a whole business. And by the way, you are
Hmm.
a ripple in the pond because now you teach others how to have their own lock business. And
Right.
so, can you talk about? I love this metaphor that you give us about how you learn to be flexible. And can you share that with us?
Yeah, so I think that's been the biggest takeaway from just this experience of just learning my new normal with my son and with my family is that I have to be flexible. I had so much anxiety about life and what was going to be coming along with my son and trying to because I have an older daughter, and so we had a normal, and before we just were like trying to fit my son, like this little square peg in a round hole, and it just wasn't working. And so I think once I decided to just let that go and every day find out what our new normal is, and sometimes it is that round hole, sometimes it's that square, sometimes it's that triangle, but really just being flexible in the day to day so that that rigidness that I was holding on to of what I thought was normal was really just causing a lot of stress on me and my son, my family, and a lot of anxiety. But once I let that go, we now move like water. And sometimes, it's not something that I feel like everybody gets, but it's the fluidness that my family needs to function. So,
The that you need to function. Thank you so much
hmm.
for sharing that. So, if you're coming in right now, just so you know, these are just four of the 18 authors in the newest version of the Wisdom Gifts book. This is Wisdom Gifts Book One, and we became a bestseller. Can you see that up close? And we are working today, or we are requesting today, that you help us become a bestseller with our newest version, which I don't have a copy of it here, but we'll make sure that you have a picture of it shortly. Just by going to wisdomgiftsbook.com for 99 cents, you can download the digital version, and you will help all these amazing ladies share more of their beautiful wisdom with the world in the way that they serve and help others. All right, so I just wanted to reset the room. So far, we've talked to Seneca, and she's going to help you conquer your imposter syndrome, get out of your head, and how, she's got actually a framework for helping you to break through the imposter syndrome so that you share your gifts beautifully with the world. We've got Alex here who's going to teach us to breathe, look at our data, look at our life, look at our mindset, and look at our money so that we can build more security and have that soft life, because I'm all about that soft life too. I don't want to hustle. I don't want to grind. Grinding hurts my throat. Grind. That hurts. Soft life sounds so much better. And you deserve to have the soft life as you build your empire, and to not be feeling as if you're an imposter while doing it. And then Danny's going to help you really look at the perspective of whatever your challenges are. Her particular chapter is about the journey with her son, but I love that idea of being flexible and being like water. And sometimes the peg fits in the square hole, sometimes you try to fit it into the round hole, sometimes you try to go in the triangle shape hole, and then you're messing yourself up. Why not just be flexible and be like water and let things go and let things flow? And so much comes your way. And when you read her chapter, you'll see how she does that and how she teaches others to do that too. Now, coming to the stage, I'm doing this all in one breath. Coming to the stage, we also have Monique Capri. Monique Capri has also written a beautiful chapter from her beautiful life and her beautiful experience in the way that she shifts the ripple in the pond. And Monique, welcome and thank you for saying yes to being here today. And thank you for being in this book. Oh, thank my honor. My honor. So tell us about you and what you talking about. What's your chapter talking about? I'm excited. Mhm.